Hey there, if you're thinking about getting out there on the road with the big rigs and driving a rig, an RV, or even a bus, then have we got great news for you.
Southwest Truck Driver Training can get you trained and rolling in as little as 4 weeks. They offer lifetime job placement support. They have special military programs, a financial aid program, including grant applications, and so much more to offer you.
Plus, they're family-owned business right here in the Southwest. They have world-class training for Class A and B CDLs, hazmat endorsement training, RV training, and of course a refresher course if you need one. And did we mention they have 3 locations, which are Phoenix, Tucson, and North Las Vegas?
So we don't know why you're sitting there channel surfing on a TV when you could be learning to drive and roll down the road to earning a great living today.
Go to their website, swtdt.com, to learn more about Southwest Truck Driver Training to shift your career into high gear.
Tell them you heard about them on the 18 Wheel Talk podcast show. We love them. You will too.
Welcome to 18 Wheel Talk. I'm your host, Patrick Heller, and on today's episode 0 here in Phoenix, 2 floors south of hell, we're going to give you a little background on who, what, where, when, and why this podcast has come about. Stay tuned. 18 Wheel Talk.
A podcast from a 25-plus year truck driver's point of view on life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This is just his opinion of the world and much, much more. Much more.
Sparked a revolution, and it started in my heart. I used to be king of my own thing, but then he gave me a brand new start. And I know I am a sinner, and I believe that he died for me, giving my life to Jesus Christ, and I'm seeing the change in me.
Yeah. Welcome to episode 0, 18 Wheel Talk. I'm your host, Patrick Heller, and this is the podcast of all podcasts. I've been a truck driver for 25 plus years and decided to bitch about it, talk about it, so to speak. I'm going to talk about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And, the trucking industry. Ins and outs, do's and don'ts, big trucks, little trucks. Try to be informative, rules and regs, and anything else we can talk about. So head over to www.18wheeltalk.com. That's the number 1, the number 8, wheeltalk.com. Sign up for our email list so you get notified of new episodes, giveaways, contests, all that sort of good shit. Hopefully going to make this a fun podcast for everybody to be interactive with. And you never know what we're going to do. You never know what's going to come out of my goddamn mouth. So hopefully y'all continue to follow me. We also have Twitter and Instagram. We are at 18 Wheel Talk on both of those. You can follow us there. I believe once we get this episode up and running, it'll go to Spotify, and then we share it to Instagram. So that's one way to find us. So I've been like I said, I've been doing this, driving trucks 25 plus years. I am by no means no expert. I am a professional. I know a little bit about a little bit, or a little bit about a lot, or a lot about not. Yeah, you know what I mean. Don't look at me funny like that. I got 2 pugs. They're kind of looking at me weird. Like, hey, Dad, it's time to go out. It's not time to go out. It's coffee time. So, here we go. I remember as far back as probably 6, 7, 8 years old, wanting to drive a truck. And I got my dream when I got out of high school. I figured I was just gonna blow this popsicle stand and hit the road, jack. But I didn't. I stuck around. I got a job with a local contractor. Had an awesome Mack dump truck, and I thought it was a beautiful looking truck. He said he'd let me drive it, but I had to learn how to drive the wheelbarrow first. So that was fun. A blacktop for a summer. After that, I got a job driving for a local garbage company. I did that for a couple years till we parted ways. They didn't want me, I wanted them, but you know how it goes. Clash of the Titans, so to speak. I say it's the boss had it out for me. But bygones are bygones. I ran into them, and it's all water under the bridge. So after that, I decided, let me take a stab at welding. I was like, hey, this ought to be cool. I'm a welding truck driver. Did that. I went to welding school. Got a little bit of work. I got a job right out of welding school, which surprised the hell out of me. Welding structural steel for a local company. And I thought I was doing great. They said I was doing great, but the work ran out. So as the saying goes, low man on the totem pole is out the door. And so down the road I went. I had a heart-to-heart with myself, like, all right, what are you going to do now, big boy? You can weld, you can drive truck, you can weld, you can drive truck, I can drive truck, I can drive truck better than I can weld. How about I drive a truck? Well, so I went to trucking school. I had a B license. I just needed to get the knowledge out of my head for an A license. So I went to, of all places, I'm going to give them a plug anyways. I went to National Tractor Trailer School out of Syracuse, New York. And I learned how to drive a tractor trailer truck. Lucky me. But hey, you know what? I don't regret it. It was the best time of my life. I learned a lot. I learned stuff that I never thought was in my head. I got it out, put it in my hands, so to speak. And boy, I tell you, that first year over the road was the toughest. I mean, it looks easy. Well, let me tell you something. It is not easy. Anybody getting into the trucking industry, just know that you're going to work. You're going to work hard. It's a challenge. It's a different lifestyle. If you're not used to it, you better get used to it quick. You can make a lot of money doing it. But the federal regulations, boy, I tell you, they're starting to get nitpicky. It's not like they're used to. But hey, like I said, I ran a regional board. I worked the Northeast region. I went from Kentucky to the Canadian border to Maine and Ohio, Illinois. That was kind of like my territory, north, south, east, west. And I earned 20% of the gross haul. So the more I hauled, the more money I made. So I hustled. I think I slept in my bunk once in the first year I was over the road. I mean, granted, yeah, I was, quote, home on weekends, but that ended up being like Friday at 9 p.m., somewhere between that, and Saturday 6 a.m. in the morning, and then turn around and leave the house Sunday night because you got a Monday drop 3 states away. But that's okay. I made it work. The family didn't like it too much, but we did make it work. That's for sure. We did. Wouldn't change it for the world. And after about a year doing that, I said, you know what? this is ridiculous. I'm burning a candle at both ends. Something's got to give. So the regional board gave. I said, you know what? I found me a local job. I'll be home every night, and I can still drive a truck. So, well, that's what I did. I got off the road, being over the road, and went to work for a local company, and been there for the better part of, just about 20 years now. So there's a few mentors that I listen to, a few gurus, if you might, and everybody talks about a niche. What's your niche? I'm like, I'm a truck driver. That's my niche. I can drive a truck. I can put it just about anywhere. Somebody says, hey, I need that trailer there. I can pretty much do it, almost by blinking my eyes. I close my eyes half the time. But I feel that my knowledge, my abilities are more supreme than others, I should say. And this mentor said, hey, you should do a podcast. You should talk about it. You should bitch. And I was like, hey, bitch about it, talk about it. What a tagline. So, with that being said, in a nutshell, that's pretty much how I come about to be a podcasting truck driver. So don't forget to follow us at www.18wheeltalk.com. Be sure to sign up. Be in the know, so to speak. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at 18wheeltalk. That's that little A sign with the 1-8 wheel talk. I know. We all know. I know. The millennials know. It's all good, though. It's all good. Hopefully you all will enjoy this podcast. We get to know each other a little better. We get to bitch together. Because believe me, if I got to bitch about it, I'm going to talk about it. And I hope you do too. So tune in to more episodes. We'll see you.
Sparked a revolution, and it started in my heart. I used to be king of my own thing, but then he gave me a brand new start. And I know I am a sinner, and I believe that he died for me, giving my life to Jesus Christ, and I'm seeing the change in me.
So tell me, do you have one of those change buckets in your vehicle for fancy coffees?
Yeah.
And are you looking for a way to help support the show and just don't know how?
Well, we have great news for you. It is super easy, and you can do it for as little as $3 a month. Yes, that's right, $3 a month. That means for the cost of a cup of coffee, you could support the show for a month. And if you order one of those foo-foo frappy thingamabobs with all those flavors and whipped cream and sprinkles on top, you could support the show for about 6 months.
Isn't that amazing? Saving you calories from that frappy thingamabob with all those flavors and whipped cream and sprinkled things on top, and help out the show. What's not to like about that?
So to do so, just go to 18wheeltalk.com/support, and you will see just how easy it is to support the show. And don't forget to pick out your fan emoji while you're there. That's 18wheeltalk.com/support.